Hello, team. How are we doing? Should I find a chiller BGM? Because we're not in the intro anymore. Too chill. Way too chill. Wow. Okay, we'll think about that. I don't know. Nope. Okay. We'll think. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Hello, nerdy. Stream jump scare. Yeah. I meant to schedule it earlier today, but well, what do you know? I didn't do that. Ugh. I wanted to accomplish two things today. One is to stream, and two is to work on some art. And this seems to be the only way I can do both of those things. You know what I'm saying? So, I actually want to start by doing some sketches for your commission, Nerdy. Just to have like a warm-up and give you some options for how to proceed. So I'm gonna bring up my references and or my reference. Just download that. Cool. And it is a late night stream for me. It's a 9 p.m. over here, 9:22. Which is a-okay. It is the weekend. So whatever happens, happens. Probably AU friendly though, is the thought. Both of my comms are coming from Australia. Okay. 2 p.m. there, yeah. Two p.m. and it's tomorrow. I know you don't think it is, but it is. You don't live in the present, Nerdy. You live in tomorrow. Reference. Boom. 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 Actually kind of a small file. That makes sense though. I really need to work on my stream overlays. All my art is ancient. There's only a couple of pieces on here that I think are any good anymore. You have tomorrow's lottery numbers? Shit, you'll have to tell me about those. But for now, we gotta focus up. We gotta focus up on the drawing. Can't be distracted. Cannot be distracted. Does it work though? If you give them to me, do they not deprecate? The numbers not turn into yesterday's lottery numbers? I did notice the image res was a little small. That's okay though, because I can still see everything. At least I think it's okay. Good news about this is that I'll have a couple of rough sketches up, and then you can tell me immediately which direction you want to go in. And then, then I'll know what to do. I think, though, I'll do that, get some direction, lock that one in, unless you change your mind. And then I'll start working on Corey's commission. Hers is almost, well, not almost done. Maybe it's about halfway done. Or thereabouts. Okay. It's a half/full body sketch. So we'll work on some options. The classic lottery paradox, yeah. That's the reason why so many people don't win the lottery, even though they have access to tomorrow's numbers. They as soon as they try and take them back to their home area, the numbers turn into yesterday's numbers. It's magic, and nobody wants to stay in the place where they went. Nobody wants to live in Australia, basically. And that is why so few people live in Australia. That's where their tourism industry comes from, though. People go to Australia to get those lottery numbers, and then they leave, and then they realize the folly of their ways. Okay, let's get some ideas down here. Okay, very demure. Why is that a thing now? What started that? Because whenever my local, my state Department of Natural Resources starts meme posting about something, that's when I know a meme has really taken hold. Because, like, I mean, they're pretty up on things. They're also slightly behind the ball, you know, pretty disciplined in their meme application. BTTV gaslighting me again? The hell? That's crazy. You're crazy. You are making that shit up. Okay, so the outfit is as such. We have some sleeves. Sort of like a fancy kind of a school uniform slash academy, naval academy type thing. I don't know. I guess she has hair, right? Technically. Portions are off here by quite a hefty margin. That is okay. Yeah, the arms are bad. Need to deselect the arms. Unselect the arms, please. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, whatever, it's a general idea. This looks like more of a 3/4 body, but we'll have other options. And we can always mix and match. Doesn't have much of a chest to speak of. I like how far this is kicking out. That somehow fixes a lot of problems. Damn. Okay. It's gonna be like that. for some wings. And we have sort of what you might call, God, I don't know what you would call this actually. It's almost like a romper. Which is crazy and perfect. Okay, that's idea one. I don't want to overwork that. Allegedly. Feathers are fun. I forgot about that part when I chose. No, they'll be fine. So this is like this is the sketch tier, so I'm not gonna break my back over getting all of the feathers looking perfect, but I'll approximate them such that it doesn't look horrendous, right? Probably just use a brush tool. Okay. Let's have this one be in perspective. It's a double-edged sword, the perspective drawing. Because on one hand, it's difficult to draw in perspective. Whoa. On the other hand, you don't need to draw as much stuff in detail because it's smaller. They're looking a little bit too come hither for me. Whatever, we can fix that at some point. Too much. God, stop it. Stop looking at me like that. What are you doing? I think I can fix this. We do a little perspective flexing, that's right. Oh, part of it's just that the, yeah. Yep. I should definitely be further down. Probably should be bigger. That's better. The hell is this? Sorry. Your stream was recommended to be under the body cam footage from the George Floyd incident. Well, I don't think I'm related to that in any way whatsoever. Also, yeah, I mean, that must have been pretty traumatic for you if you watched through that. Don't think any of my tags are in any way tangentially. Welcome to the stream anyway, Mr. Crispy Clean. Mr. or Mrs. We're just drawing. Just doing some drawing. I don't know how the algorithm works. Oh, Tony's here too. Hello, Tony. Algorithm works in mysterious ways. That's correct. How are you? I'm doing good. Just trying to get myself to do stuff. Stream things. I had social obligations today. So, getting back on the horse, making sure we're actually drawing every now and again. Today we're working on some commissions. It's like a swooping backwards. This one is ahead. So how do I have it working like this? It's like too much. Way too much. Okay. Got the collar. The sleeve. Not as though that's hugely important to capture in this little sketch. No, I'm late. Oh no, Ihara. Oh no. How are you doing? It's okay, I gave everybody 0 notice for this stream. I vaguely hinted at it earlier. Which is to say, I said, art stream later? But then I didn't post the link until 10 minutes before. So you all are doing really great, actually. Must be them notification bells doing their work. Something about that face that I dislike profoundly, but it's okay. What is she wearing on her feet? I'm gonna have to figure that out. Wings, of course. Option 2. Yeah, which looks a little bit rough, but it'll get refined a bit, I guess, you know? I mean, if that is indeed the choice. I'll do 1 or 2 more. I should look at some of the other cards to see if that exists. Yeah, I'm sure it exists somewhere. Important info. For sure. Not what I wanted to do. Trying to do. I think that's option 3. You sleeping? I mean, I don't think so. Some real head empty music. It's working pretty well on me. Okay, this arm actually probably needs to be a little bit longer. And does it? Oh, I think we're getting the idea across, right? In any event, it's a sketch. Can be refined later. This is the song that played in my head when I grabbed the fork trying to make a coffee this morning. I mean, hey. Whatever gets the job done. Okay, I'm gonna just do another just like normal ass one. the head should be a little bit smaller for once. Terrible. Bad. Bad and terrible. Yuck. My God, get this out of my sight. Ugh. Ugh. I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay, what? The hell? What the hell? What the fuck? Okay. So there are no correct answers here, but there's one wrong answer. Nerdy deer tooth. But which of these general sketches would you like pursued? With respect to drawing it. We have this one, which is more like a 3/4 body. Number 1. I think it's alright. It's got some good action. I think it's got good potential. Dynamic. 2, a little bit sloppy right now, but I think with some TLC, it could be very dynamic indeed. 3, I think would be okay. Needs to be cleaned up. 4, do not pick. Alright. Unless you really want it. I don't know. This is tough. Don't worry about it. If you need some time to think about it even, I can just send it to you. And I am doing so now. Oh, so we got another ref. Okay, that's not too crazy. Think you're leaning 2. Gotta flex the perspective. Alright, good. I think that was not the wrong answer. So, congratulations. Yay! I'm gonna actually save this project because I haven't done that yet. Good, good. Okay. So that's phase 1 of that complete. I'm going to slide over to this one and try and do some work here. This is Seal from I'm not sure if it's Jewel Pet or if it's Precure at this point in time. I think it's Precure. I don't know. Not, I wouldn't bet anything on it. It's one of those two, though. I would bet a lot on that. That said, we're at a point whereby I've got a few different line art layers. Oh, just the two, I guess. I have my flats down, basically. Have some lighting blocked in. We are going to change it up a little bit, though, because Corey wanted it that way. Let's get some more light on the face. Okay, what can we do to block this out now? All in on one of those two, absolutely. I don't like that for some reason. It looks like a mustache, I guess. Can I just take this whole section of the face out? Yeah, I'm not feeling that at all. Oh. Wrong brush. if it's just like that. Or we could do something more like this. I think that's working better for me. For a second, I saw this woman doing the Megamind meme based in my mind's eye. She does have a very prominent forehead. You know? No maidens? No, no jewel pets? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Okay, so I think that works. I don't know how I feel about these other smatterings of value. I think probably I have to let go of them. Though I think something should exist. Or else... yeah, the head tends to look a little bit isolated. So it should probably be like the shadow of the chin. Up to and around here. Alright. I think I want to get rid of some of this liner. Okay. Also, can I take this and put it on top of everything? Let's go ahead and merge these layers. I'm done messing around with them for now. Yeah, go away. Oh my god. Okay. The polka dot pattern I'm gonna revisit with the, whatchamacallit, the tone I was using for that. How is this flat not done correctly? How did I not do it perfectly already? Unbelievable. Oh, it's because the shadow's off. What the fuck? Because obviously that was done correctly the first time. I wonder if I can use my handy dandy texture blender over here. This requires no additional skill on my part and makes things look a little bit more intentional, a little bit more high class for no reason. It's good stuff. For the skin, it probably should just be the regular blender, though. I hate how finicky this blender is. Maybe my settings are just off, but oh no, OBS. Are we back? I don't know, OBS dipped out for a second. Got my notepad and pen. Good. It's just a gold mine of information being released. You know, that should be definitely a hard edge. Oh no? Are we back though? Learning much. Good. Here's another tidbit of information. Most of the time, a hard edge looks better, but only if you have the right circumstances, and you can almost never earn the right circumstances for that. If that makes any sense. It is already, there's still the texture button. Stream seemed okay? Okay. I literally got a notification that said OBS disconnected, so it must have reconnected before the stream caught up with the actual events. Dude, I just don't like this, you know? This looks better. Let's try doing this with reflected light instead. That means that this should be sometimes the customer isn't always right. Sometimes the customer needs to be shown the way. I don't know what I'm trying to do there. God's name is even going on there. I have to make a lot of corrections at some point. At some point, but not right now. So I'm just going to try and get all the colors down. What was I doing, though? I was taking this. We're going to invert it. Or no, we're taking this. And subtracting this. There we go. Because I'm just going to get like a clear coat gray or something. Cool. Okay. For the tone layer, I can do this better. Do I have a selection? Damn it, I do. Okay, good. And what I'm gonna do now is fuck it up. Let's go. What? Do I gotta rasterize it first? There we go. Why did it change? What? Okay. I shouldn't just have a circular brush for this. I don't want to stretch them so much. Low strength. Okay, I think this is more like what I want to do. Okay. And if you're confused, don't be. Nothing to offer you regarding that, but just chill. Cool it. This is almost certainly the hard way to do whatever it is I'm trying to do. Like, this is such a hard way to do this. Um, uh, the drawing gods are baffled that such a method even exists. It's so stupid. It's so singularly weird that it loops back on itself from being just dumb to being kinda genius. The fuck? What? Why does it already... If it's rasterized, why the fuck does it already have a mask applied? Like, did I tell you to do that? I don't fucking think so. Don't worry, it's not even remotely a problem. It's just less slick. The fuck? Oh my god. Trying to do this would make my head spin. Well, perhaps trying to do it would, but trying to do it poorly might be the easier route, which is what I've done. And like, it kind of worked. Like, just kinda. Like, I don't know if you guys can hold in your minds what it looked like before, but it was just one uniform pattern across the entire material. And now it looks like it sort of folds a little bit. Okay, does the collar also have the polka dots, though? That's a good question. Also, let's change out our reference. I'm not referencing that anymore. Her hair is almost like Shinobu's hair. There's a couple of key differences. Noticed that a second ago. I was about to say something. Yeah. That's just how it be. Okay, I got a multiply layer and a dream. We're gonna get in here and do some ambient occlusion. Not before I fix this. Holy shit. Goddamn. Anything else I should know about? No? Good. Let me know if that changes. Okay, back to the task at hand. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Drawing that other side of the bottom of the dress always brings me so much pain. That other side of the bottom of the dress. You mean the flap that can the part on the opposite side behind. Hmm. Like the opposite side where you can see the top part that has lighting but not that much. Yeah. I can never get that part to look right. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm making things up. Let's do an overlay. And also I'm gonna change my music because lordy. What do we got? No. No. Probably not. No. Lament song? Probably not. One's funky. Thanks for the song change. It was taking mental damage. I apologize for taking so long to do that. My brain just tuned it out. Hopefully this one strengthens your mental acuity, actually. Alright, you guys aren't going to believe this. I started playing Metal Gear Solid 3. As in the third Metal Gear Solid game. The one called Snake Eater. And I'll be damned, I didn't realize that there was so much actual snake eating in that game. Thought it was like a metaphor, you know? And I'm sure it is, but it's also quite a bit of just eating snakes. No way. Way. It's like a dream. No, they went all out with the intro. They, I don't think they had anything like that in the first Metal Gear Solid game. They had one in Metal Gear Solid 2. But that was mainly just, oh, cool intro. Cool intro to the game. This one was literally a Bond intro. And it was literally a Bond movie with a Bond movie song and the Bond visuals. Everything was there. Like, this was very clearly a parody of Bond. Unless that's just not what Bond intros were in the past, because, I mean, I'm sure there was a period where they weren't, but that game came out in 2004. I think that was a well-established trope by then. But yeah, I did the beginning section. It's in third person, and like, wow. Holy goddamn. And tree frogs. There's a lot of things you can eat. It's so cool, though. IMO better than some Bond songs and slash intros. I'll give you that. It definitely is. It's pretty good. What was I saying? Yeah. So the opening segment, you get to play in third person. Which is, you know, revolutionary. They still give you the option to do the overhead camera, but I'm like not sure that's ever going to be something I want to do. Because, like, why would I want to do that? It's still got that aspect of the game, which is like once you get spotted, the game becomes immediately unfun for the next 2 minutes. And I find myself just jumping off the ledge of something as soon as I get spotted. Because I'd rather do that than run around and shit. What can I say? What a thrill. I like that my handler dude's British. And also this is the beginning of the timeline at this point. So I'm not Solid Snake, I don't think. I think I'm... am I Big Boss in this one? I'm not the boss. The boss is a different character. Nobody tell me. Just set the keyboard down. Don't answer that question. I don't need to know yet. We'll get there, don't worry. I can't remember. Because it takes place in the 60s, I think. In the Cold War. It's an alternate history, of course. But they do, at this point, try and keep some of the details accurate. Because it's, you know, time that has actually passed. So you get a massive history lesson at the beginning of the game before you can do anything. Where they're talking about, you know, the Kennedy assassination and the Cuban Missile Crisis and all this other stuff. Which, like, that may well have been how many young gamers learned about those things at all. So that's interesting. But it's like a trope, I feel like. It's funny because they talk about, oh, how did they negotiate out of the Cuban Missile Crisis? You know? Oh, they agreed to take their, you know, their battery out of Turkey or whatever. And it's a trope at this point, I think, for the cover-up to be, no, that was just a ruse. It was just a ruse to pretend to fool the public. There was a secret other reason. And in this case, it was to get a fictional scientist back. Because he's making Metal Gear precursors. or something. I mean, you know, to the extent that there can be tropes about Cuban Missile Crisis fan fiction. That doesn't really look good either. This is very tricky. I love when they do that. Yeah. Because the Cold War and the Cuban Missile Crisis wasn't, you know, crazy enough. Need to add other twists. And then they voiced over with a fake Nikita Khrushchev and Lyndon B. Johnson. After they included actual footage of those people. And they introduce Ocelot again, and he's a KGB agent, I guess. Except he's not using a revolver. He's using a Makarov. And he's way more skilled with it than he has any right to be. And everyone just stands around as he shoots them all. Or was he a KGB or was he GRU? I don't understand the story at this point. I'll be honest. Let's make this hard light. That's a lot. And you know, he's kind of a wimp. He's kind of a bitch. That Ocelot. This iteration of him. And I think it's could very well just be the voice acting that's doing that for me. But he's also kind of a arrogant bitch, you know? What can I say? But we did get David Hayter saying, "You're pretty good." So that's good. Inventing Revolver Ocelot by telling him we should probably use a 6-shooter. Twists such as Sahelanthropos. What the fuck is that? Oh no, the nuclear tank was used for nuclear threats. How could this be? It's so very silly. Ocelot is so funny. How can he be so mousy but so powerful at the same time? Yeah, he just like straight up kills an entire like unit of KGB agents who are all pointing guns at him, and it takes him like 30 seconds. Well, Snake is doing nothing as well. Snake spends so long just staring at people with his gun drawn. As though like, oh, I can't do anything. Oh no, I can't shoot him. What's gonna happen? Instead, just hand-to-hand combats everybody. It was a fun little segment. He had his Jason Bourne moments. And my favorite thing is they introduced this character, the boss, who was like your mentor or whatever. But maybe you had a falling out or something. And she shows up on the codec. And immediately you get this long-winded, what does it mean to be a warrior? Talk. You know, what is a soldier? And she repeats some of the stuff that I think Gray Fox does in MGS1. I guess she's the source of that idealism or whatever the fuck it is. But you get that long-winded, you know, what feels like should be an Act 3 bit of exposition before you can really even control your character. And then, like, literally the next time you see her, she's defecting and throws you over a bridge. It's pretty funny. But, like, she doesn't want you dead, clearly. And to some extent, you get the sense that this is all a grand test for you that she's setting up. Like, she doesn't want you dead, and specifically, she wants you to maybe, like, come back, like, crawl back from the brink and, like, win in some way. She's like a game dev. And there's what seems to be the main bad guy. I don't remember his name. But he's out there supporting Brezhnev, another actual person. Accepts the nuke that the boss somehow acquired. We haven't really talked about how she did that. Just walked into Russia with a couple of nukes. Portable nukes, for that matter. Portable... I almost burst out laughing when they introduced him, because they said, great, a recoilless tactical nuke. Like, you don't... Recoil isn't really that much of a concern, I feel like, when you're launching a nuclear device, right? You say that about a rocket, a recoilless rocket, like an AT-4 or something. It's a nuke. It's a proper nuke. A recoilless tactical nuke? Good. So now your soldiers can fire off a nuke without worrying too much, you know? They just have to make sure to clear their backblast. That's the one thing they gotta do. Which he doesn't. He's in a fucking helicopter when he fucking fires it. Pretty sure that's how those are supposed to work, right? It's recoilless because instead of the force of the shot like going into you, it like goes out your back blast, right? That's the point of a recoilless rifle or recoilless rocket launcher. Once you finish, you should check out the Him Daisy comic dubs of the MGS games. I feel like they perfectly encapsulate the hectic info dump / exposition / rapid fire developments. Yeah, I got my first taste. I'll check that out, but I got my first taste of how that works really, I think, at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, where it's just absolute bedlam. Where you do this, you know, okay, we're back in the Shadow Moses facility, or we're making it look like that. Running around without any clothes. We're entering these rooms, they're all named after body parts, and we're heading towards the rectum. We fight like 16 Metal Gear Rays at once. and then it's a 30-minute info dump. Where it's like all the bad guys come together and out bad guy each other. Or they're like, no, I'm the mastermind behind this whole thing. No, you're not. Actually, I'm the mastermind behind this whole thing. No, you're not. Actually, this whole thing was a simulation so that you, Raiden, could become the next Snake. And so now you should kill Solidus just for the lulz. And you get a sword. Those games are hilarious. Yeah, I had no idea it was such a clusterfuck. Like, Metal Gear Solid 1 has its crazy, like, you know, they introduced the idea, I think, of like the or I guess they don't introduce that idea. They were doing that in Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake to some extent, but the like mythical beings that you fight, the squad, they didn't so much have that in the first Metal Gear game. They had some bad guys that you fight. I guess there were flying people, but they you know, there were reasons for that, I suppose. Or it was canonically the 90s. I don't know. But Metal Gear Solid 2, they're like, okay, one of these people is actually you know, immortal. And one of them is a vampire. One of them is just a vampire. Also, your girlfriend was fake. Okay, bye. Also, your girlfriend was fake, but maybe she could not be fake. You know? Maybe she could learn to love you. Perfectly normal flying people, that's correct. Flying people, asterisk. Wasn't there the weird tank guy in MGS1? Yeah, Raven, I think? Who was like a, I think he was like a Native American. And, you know, definitely right on the line there. Probably well over the line. He was just like a very philosophical dude who was like, "You're special, Snake. We should fight. We should do a real good fight." And then all his ravens eat him after you beat him. What even is real, Raiden? Anyway, smoke this doobie with me. Easily the greatest part of that game was when you meet up with Snake in the umbilical cord or whatever it is, and then you and him back to back just like mow down a bunch of dudes right after he gives you the sword for no reason. Now that part probably would have been easier if I'd used the automatic weapons that the game afforded me, but I'm like, I'm swinging my sword. I'm gonna swing my sword. I forgot he gets devoured. It's I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what was going on. And he's chill with that. He's like okay with that. The Snake's okay with that. And they make you kill Sniper Wolf again. And Otacon's all like, "No, Snake, why did you do that? Fuck you, Snake." No, he doesn't say that. He says, you know, like right before that, you have the talk with him where he's like, you think that love can bloom even on a battlefield?" And Snake, without dropping a beat, is just like, "Yeah. yeah, Otacon. In fact, it can." He says, "Yeah, but with qualifiers." He says, "Yeah, but you have to be able to. You have to be able to protect her. Otherwise, I don't know. It wasn't love? Question mark." And Otacon obviously isn't able to protect Sniper Wolf because Sniper Wolf is sniping me, Snake. And he's like, don't kill her. She's a good person," as you're taking sniper fire. And like, goodness, the game doesn't give me an option. You know? Why don't you go talk to her? If you think she's a good person. I didn't like that part of the game. I didn't like fighting Sniper Wolf twice with the sniping mechanics in MGS1. Realistically, what's Snake gonna do? I don't know. Like, stop him? No, don't. Bad birds. Bad ravens. Stop it. This was a person. He gets, like, devoured mid-sentence as well. Like, he's, like, gone. Like, he's still uttering words as the ravens are flying away because they're done eating him. If I remember correctly. So, weird hypothetical. What would you do if you defeated your enemy and then he was devoured by ravens? I'm not sure. Just walk away, I guess. You know, make sure that the ravens aren't giving you the side eye. He is so real for that. That's correct. Ah. They have this thing called like Snake Stories or something on the MGS2 game, which are like these episodic quick missions that you do as Snake on Big Shell, I think, because you don't ever get to play as him on Big Shell. You just get the tanker mission. And I tried doing the first one. I was like, maybe this will be a good time. And, I don't know. Maybe it'd have been a good time if I didn't have the next game to play immediately. But they throw you into a harder version of the bomber dude fight. The guy who goes around on roller skates and plants bombs. Yeah. And they don't give you enough time for the bombs, so he plants a lot of them. And I didn't like that, so I just quit. It was like, okay, is your grand idea to make me play through the same segments I already played through just as Snake? And it be harder? I'm not really down for that. It's like the DLC we have at home, you know? They also have a dog tag system. I believe, I mean, they're collectibles, right? But the primary way of grabbing them are holding up guards in certain areas, because they drop stuff sometimes, and I think sometimes they'll drop dog tags. And each area has a certain number of dog tags, and each difficulty has different dog tags. And you get one, I think, for killing the bomber dude. You get the bombing sensei's dog tags. That's not his name, but I don't remember his name. But it doesn't get you anything as far as I'm aware. Like, you go to the dog tags menu, and you can look at all your dog tags, and it doesn't give you any additional information. It's just the name of the person. It's a collectible in the purest sense. And that's not something I felt the need to go back and do either. I think I just played it on normal difficulty. For some reason, I don't feel the need to play this on any higher difficulty than absolutely necessary. Aside from, like, very easy or whatever. Because I'm just in it for the story, I think. And the general idea of what the gameplay was like. I'm late to the party. I understand that. This doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It looks better when the whole thing is in shadow. What can I say? I think before I just had, like, the nose sticking out, which makes sense to me. Maybe we can skate by with this. This already seems like too complicated a shape, but you know, gotta appease the customer. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting, at least. I don't know if it looks correct or good. Those are ancillary concerns at best. What this means, though, is that we can go in with the overlay. Just is a lot, you know? This song is interesting because it's like every now and again they'll just play some wrong notes, and I can't tell if it's like wrong in a jazz sort of way or just wrong. But we let them have their fun, you know? Veto that. Oh my god. Maybe just a tiny bit. That's a fun effect. Which one? The airbrush that is put on the face? It's fun, I think, is the way I would describe that. Just not sure if it's the sort of fun that I want to keep. Yeah, the face bit. Cool. No, we'll think about keeping it around. It's pretty dramatic for what it is. I think probably a little overly complicated. There's too much going on. Too much going on. Too much blending. Makes Jack a dull boy. Let's just let's do the eyes. See if that doesn't save anything. Can anyone be saved? It's probably a little bit too dramatic. Oh, Lord, dodge. Can I do this with a oil paint brush? Let's see what happens. Difference? No. Hard light. Okay. So that's not quite the right color then. Okay, well, the art style calls for a larger highlight, I think. Than I would normally go for. I can't go for that. No can do. I also want to maybe tone it down because it's in the shadow. God, I don't know how to draw eyes that are in shadow, and I do it a lot, so I do it badly a lot of the time. Where did this overlay layer go? There it is. That does nothing but help me, I think. What if they weren't massive, though? Would my sins be forgiven then? Actually, kind of. But, like, not in any meaningful way. There are still the fundamental problems at play here. What's the goal? Today? I don't know. Like, just make some progress here. Probably my main struggle right now is figuring out what lighting situation I want going on with the face. And how to draw the eyes as a consequence of that. Yeah, that's probably the idea. Long-term goal is to finish drawing this commission. Thank you for the question. It's good to recenter every so often. Makes no sense. Don't pursue this as an idea. Don't do it. Don't even think about it. Ugh, okay, fine. As far as background concerns go, oh geez, it's late. It's just as well. I'm probably ending soon. We want a background. Yes. It's the main idea. The thought is that we have Seal here sitting on a bench or some sort of a, please deselect, some sort of a you know, raised piece of concrete. I don't know. So like mid-afternoon or morning lighting. Oh, okay. That's actually a good question. Sorry. We're thinking, I think afternoon, because the sun is kind of overhead. It's coming down like so. That was definitely very descriptive. And so we have the umbrella here cutting off a lot of stuff. The idea is how I want to frame the face with that lighting. Because if it were up to me, I wouldn't have any lighting on the face at all. But the client wanted more lighting on the face. Like, I would just have reflected lighting, and it wouldn't be very intense at all. It would be... And I think, ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm going to present a couple alternates. And be like, hey, this is what it looks like the way you wanted it. And here's the way that I think I want it. Because if we... is there a way for me to undo this without fucking everything up? Not really, but, like, for instance... okay, just make all these invisible. Holy shit, looks creepy now. Sort of like this. I mean, I've taken all my other lighting effects away. But just in terms of values, this is, I think, what I would prefer. And maybe with a tiny bit on the nose or something. But even that seems like a little bit much. I was trying to figure out a way to just, okay, what if we just have the entire face in... For some reason, compositionally, that doesn't work for me. So I thought it would have to be some sort of broken up shape. Hence, this. Which is a little bit wild. Where did this other layer go? Oh, there it is. Get out of that folder, man. Just start with a general. Calm down, it's just a square brush. Clip Studio. Jesus. It won't calm down. DSP said it's not hip to be square. Oh. Oh no. I got. Okay, now where's my rescue brush? The brush that'll make everything okay. Yikes. You need to rest, my guy. Dream about it and start fresh. Probably. It's past midnight here. Save me, Rescue Brush. I must. And we grab the textured blender. Not sure to what extent I should be entertaining the notion of ominous clouds on the horizon in this background. It's very much my MO, but like it's not really important. It's not the idea this time. No. No. Okay. Find what to do with that later. Suppose I should be keeping in mind the perspective here. He's in front of the Windows XP background, apparently. Here I am trying to reinvent the wheel on just like public use architecture. Don't worry about it. Yeah, dude, that's rough. That don't work. Just in terms of, composition and stuff. Probably, should be some of that going on. Okay. Well, there is surely much more to do. There is surely much progress to be made. But we have made some. So, that's good. We picked a sketch to work on. Oh, wrong project. There we go. We picked a sketch to work on for LSTL. And we made some progress on Seal. So, good hustle. Yeah, it was a good, you know, for a quick 3-hour stream or whatever it ended up being. Made a lot of progress tonight. Yeah, I did some rendering and stuff. The last steps on this guy, or this girl, rather, I need to make the background make some sense, but that's ancillary, to use that word again. I need to decide on a lighting situation, do that, execute on it, and then start doing some brushwork. Because I think I'm going to try and make the hair look a little bit more flowy. And perhaps the dress as well. Those things are important. Yeah, just try and get something of a painterly look going on there. And then for this one, which I guess I'll get to after I finish or make some good progress on Seal. I just needed to clean up this perspective and the face and see where we go from there. So, I'll be playing Elden Ring again soon. Maybe sometime this weekend. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. You got this. Don't let your passion become wage slave stuff. Yeah, absolutely not. Gotta make sure that I'm not tunnel visioning on this, because I can very easily do that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in on such short notice. This is a remarkably well-attended stream for me. I don't know how the hell I have 5 people watching me right now. I don't even know who they are. I know who some of them are. Yeah, this must be the time slot. This must be it. I must have to stream in the middle of the goddamn night. Okay. I'm gonna stop now. You all have wonderful days, weekends, evenings, lives, I suppose. And I'll see you next time. Maybe with some video games. And look forward to me posting this at some point. Yeah, farewell. Bye.